Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to install Red Hat Linux in vmware workstation. So before starting the lab, I'm going to show you the configuration of our physical machine. So this is the configuration. We have Intel dual core processor 2.5 GHz and our installed RAM size is 4 GB, and we are using Windows 7 Ultimate Service Pack 1. So in here we are going to install Red Hat Linux in VMware. So the version of VMware we are using VMware Workstation 10. So from here you can also verify this option. So before starting the lab, let me tell you some of the basic things about Red Hat Linux. So basically Red Hat Linux is a non-DOS operating system. You cannot install it in Windows partitions. The file systems of Red Hat Linux supported is ext2, ext3 and ext4 and XFS. So we are going to create the virtual machine. So in here we're going to click on create a new virtual machine. So I'm choosing the custom configuration from here. So here is the hardware compatibility. So we are using VMware Workstation, so the hardware compatibility will be Workstation 10. So here we need to choose the third option because I will install the operating system later. Okay, so before that we need to set up the operating system first. So we are going to install Red Hat Linux, so we need to select Linux from this option, and after that we need to select the Red Hat Linux version. So here we are going to install Red Hat Linux 6. So here I am choosing the version Red Hat Linux 6. So after that click on next. So I'm going to change my virtual machine name to RISPL 6. Okay, and the location of our virtual machine is in C drive. Okay, so the location of our virtual machine is in C drive. Here I'm already creating a folder virtual OS. In virtual OS we need there are some OS like black box, okay, GNS3, Kali, XP. So here I'm going to create one new folder and I'm going to name it Red Hat Linux. So we are choosing our virtual machine name, okay, and we have already chosen the location. So I'm gonna make it little different, RISPL 6 underscore server. So after that click on next. Here we are choosing one processor, and the number of core processors we can choose from here also. It depends on the capacity of the processor. So we are using dual core, so we are not choosing anything from here. So click on next. After that we need to select the RAM size. Here I'm going to change the RAM size. Okay, so the default RAM size will be in 2 GB. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on the default settings 2048. So this is the network connection type. Here from here we can choose bridge option, NAT option, host only. So from here I'm going to use bridge networking, okay, bridge option, because if we want to connect this virtual machine to a physical network, then we need to choose the network type. The network type will be in bridge mode. Okay, so click on next. So this is the IO controller types. So it is default, it's recommended. After that we need to select the hard drive, what kind of hard drive we are using. It can be a ID, integrated drive electronics, or SPATA hard disks. It can be SCSI, small computer system interface, or we can choose SATA, serial advanced technology attachment. Okay, so here I'm going to choose SCSI because this type of operating system needs some special type of hard disks. So that's why it is written that it is recommended in here. So click on next. So we are going to create a new virtual disk from here. So from here we need to give the hard disk size of our virtual machine. So here I'm going to give 25 GB for the Linux installation, and I am also choosing store virtual disk as a single file. Okay, it will be if we are working with this virtual machine later, it will be helpful for us to select this virtual machine as a single file. So after that we need to browse and save the configuration. So from here we need to choose the drive where we have installed virtual machine settings. So I'm going to choose the same drive. So after all the configuration, we can customize our hardware settings from here option. So we have already make the desired changes in here, so we don't need to customize hardware right now. We don't need to choose customer hardware right now. So after that we need to click on finish. So right now our virtual machine is ready, and one thing we need to remember, so we need to put the Red Hat Linux CD or DVD into the DVD-ROM, or else we can use an ISO image. So in here we are not going to choose the ISO image because I'm not using it. I have already insert the DVD, the RISPL DVD into the DVD-ROM. So I'm going to use our physical DVD drive, that is E drive. Okay, so this is the E drive. This is our we can clearly able to see that E drive is our CD-ROM drive, and RISPL 6 is already attached with this DVD writer. Okay, so here we need to choose the drive E. So our virtual machine preparation is ready, so we need to start the virtual machine. So power on this virtual machine, and I'm going to full screen it from here. From here also we can full screen our virtual machine. So our computer has been booted from the CD. So from the first option we can choose different options in here. So the first option is install or upgrade an existing system. The second option is install system with basic video driver. The third option is rescue installed system, and the fourth option is boot from local drive. So in here I'm going to choose install or upgrade an existing system because we don't have any Red Hat operating system previously installed in our computer. So we are doing the fresh installation, so for that we need to choose the first one. Okay, so the Linux installation has been started. It will take some time, and the installation depends on the configuration of our physical machine. So it will detect our DVD, Linux DVD. So we don't need to test our media because we have already we have installed Red Hat Linux so many times in different machines. So I'm going to choose skip option from here. So here you can see running Anaconda. Anaconda is the system installer of Red Hat Linux. It will take some time. Now the installation screen appears. So we are going to install Red Hat Linux 6. So from the first option we can clearly able to see that this is a Red Hat Linux 6 version. So click on next. So we need to choose the language. It is in English default, and after that we need to choose the keyboard layout. It is also in US English. So here, from here we need to choose what kind of installation disk will be. So here we are not using any specialized storage device because we are going to install Red Hat Linux in virtual machine. So we need to choose in here the basic storage device. Okay, so after that it will examine, and here it will give us a warning message that it has found some error on the drive, because we are going to install Red Hat Linux on a fresh machine. So for that we need to reinitialize the hard disk. So here I am going to choose reinitialize all option. So from here we can give the host name. Suppose I am giving the host name. So I am giving the host name Red Hat Linux .example. So if we want to configure the network settings, from here configure network option, we can configure our network also. After that we need to choose the region. We are from Kolkata right now. So here we need to give the root password. So in Linux operating system, root is called the super user. Super user means like our administrator in Windows. Okay, so in here administrator will be called as a root. Root means through which user account we can manage, maintain the entire system. So we are going to give the password of root. So I'm giving the password, click on next. So here it will ask for the which type of installation would you like, means what kind of installation would you like to install. So here we need to choose different types of option. We can choose the first option, use all space. Okay, so we can choose choose the second option, but here we cannot able to choose the second option because we don't have any Linux partition exist. Previously installed Linux operating system into this drive, so we are not going to choose this second one. Swing the current system, also we are not able to choose this one. We can choose use free space, means you we will give the hard disk size near about 25 GB. It will take all 25 GBs. Okay, so here I'm going to choose create custom layout option. Okay, so I'm choosing this option because I'm going to create my installation in a custom way. Okay, So for that, click on next. So this is our hard disk, SDA. So you need to remember one thing, that in Windows based operating systems, hard disks will be detected as a HDD1, HDD0, HDD2, HDD3, something like that. But in Linux operating system, hard disks will be detected as SDA, SDB, SDC, something like that. Okay, so you should remember it properly. So here it will shows us the free space of 25 GB, because we are choosing the virtual machine disk as 25 GB. So here we need to choose the free space, click on create. So here you can see that we can create a lot of partitions: standard partition, RAID partition, LVM, logical volume manager, LVM physical volume. So we don't need to create this RAID, create LVM, LVM physical volume. So we are going to click on standard partition, because right now we are going to learn how to install Linux with basic features, some of the basic features. Okay, so after clicking the standard partition, click on create. So we need to select the mount point. The first mount point will be slash, that means it is a root partition. Okay, and we can choose the file system from here also. That I already told you before that we can install Linux operating system in different file system like ext2, ext3, ext4. ext4 is the latest one. Okay, and we are going to choose this one. Okay, so we need to give the size. Suppose I am giving the size 10,000, means 10 GB. Okay, so click on OK. So we have created the root partition. Okay, so after that, again we need to click on free space, click on create standard partition, and we need to select the mount point slash boot, for because it will be used for the boot purpose. Okay, so here I'm going to give the size near about 500 MB. So you can leave it the default size also, but I'm going to give the size 500 MB. Okay, so we have already created two partition in here. One is root, means slash, and another one is boot partition. Again we need to click on free space, click on create standard partition, click on create. From here we can choose home. Suppose I am going to give the size for home partition 5000 MB. Okay, slash home means in Windows based operating system it will look like my documents folder. Okay, so in Linux operating system there is no my document option in here, so I'm going to choose slash home partition. Okay, and I'm giving the size 5000 MB. So after that we have left in 1000, near about 10,000. So here we need to create the standard partition again, and I'm going to give the swap partition. Okay, I'm going to choose from the not from the mount point, I'm from the file system option. I'm going to choose the type of the partition is swap. This is swap memory. One thing you should remember in this thing, that the swap memory size will be always double of your RAM size. Okay, so in here we are already given the RAM size is near about 2 GB. So I'm going to give the size of our swap partition is near about 4000 GB. Okay, so this is the thing. We can create another partitions also, some basic level mount point slash USR. Okay, so I'm going to select, I'm give the size 2000 MB. Okay, so this is the thing. So if you want to install Linux with some basic settings, you need to create 3 partition: root, boot, swap. Okay, these are the most important part of Linux whenever we are going to install Linux in physical machine or else in virtual machine. Okay, so click on next. Okay, it will format all the partition table because right now it is in MS-DOS format, so it will format the entire hard drive in ext4, yes, ext4 based partition. Okay, so click on format and click on write changes to disk. So here it will be created ext4 partitions and this blank hard drive. So we can choose the bootloader option where our bootloader will be installed, so leave it by default. Okay, we can give also the bootloader password also in here, so no need to give these things. Click on next. After clicking on next, it will ask you for the default installation of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So if we want to install Red Hat Linux as a desktop, so click on desktop option. Okay, so click on customize new, modify repository. Okay, so here from the desktop option we need to choose some of the basic things like KDE desktop. Okay, legacy X Windows system already installed, X Windows system. Okay, so from optional package option we can choose some of the basic things. Okay, so KDE based workspace Python applet, so no need to choose this one. So it will check for the dependency. After that our installation begins. Okay, so it will give me an error message that we have selected package requires free space for install, but we don't have a. Okay, so for that we need to go back and we don't need to choose this one also because it will give us an error message. Uh-oh. Some of the package we know we need to uncheck from here. We don't need to install fonts. Okay, desktop debugging platform. No need to install remote desktop clients. Sorry. So some of the basic things I have unchecked. So after that we can start the installation. It will copy all the files. So our installation process begins. It will take some time. After that we can successfully install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. Now whenever you wanted to partition Red Hat Linux, uh, you need to choose near about 15 GB of free space, otherwise KDE desktop and all these things are not installed properly. Okay, so some of the basic things, whenever you need to install some of the basic things, you should choose near about 15 GB of free space. Okay, so this is the thing.